If you've been following the Gacha scene recently, you've probably heard of the SAG-AFTRA strike. This is a movement by voice actors standing up against companies like Hoyoverse to protect their jobs from being replaced by AI. And if you've noticed that some characters in Hoyoverse games have not been voiced in the past couple of months, well, you have this strike to thank for it. And speaking of controversies, you've probably also seen the buzz around the recent Honkai Star Rail livestream. There's been a lot of talk about the new global passive Castoris, and it stirred up quite the debates. But here's what I really want to dive into. Both situations share a common theme. In each case, we have individuals who stand up for their beliefs and fight against the system, yet they also work within the same system to make a living. Take for example Corina, the voice of Paimon in Genshin Impact. She's been vocal about supporting SAG-AFTRA and advocating for AI protection, yet Paimon continues to be voiced by her in the game. Similarly, in the Honkai Star Rail community, a streamer like Braxophone has always been outspoken about the issues with Hoyoverse games, but recently, he tweeted that he would pull for Castoris, and regardless of what he feels about pulling for the character, that does contradict with his previous stance. So here's the question I want to explore. When it comes to these situations, what's more important, sticking to your ideology or securing your livelihood? That's what I want to dive into today, and if you enjoy these types of videos, make sure to like, comment about what you feel, and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on any of my future content. Alright, let's get into it. It's not an exaggeration to say that the Gacha community is one of the most passionate places on the internet. People feel so much about the companies behind these games, and of course the games themselves. We've seen countless content creators voice their frustrations, discomfort, and even outright anger about things like the predatory practices of companies like Hoyoverse, and honestly, rightfully so. Just look at the Honkai Star Rail livestream. One of the most predatory practices I have ever seen in a video game was confirmed right there. The introduction of the global passive Castoris, a character who helps your team just by owning them. I have never seen anything like this before. Usually, characters need to be in your squad to have an effect, but this is a whole new level, but that's a discussion for another time. But here's the thing, the passion, the frustration, the outcry, it's all totally justified. People love these games and they care deeply about how they're treated by the companies behind them. And to go off on a quick tangent here, I've seen comments like, it doesn't matter how much we complain, they'll still make money in the end, so why bother? And I get that sentiment, but honestly, I'm always a bit puzzled when I hear it. Sure, getting a company to change its ways is part of the reason we talk about these things, but that's not the whole reason. See, I believe every time we, as content creators, make a video, we have two main goals: to entertain and to inform. Yes, we want these companies to change their practices, but more than that, we're here to help that person who is sitting on the fence, wondering whether they should keep supporting the game or not. Our video should serve as a way to give them confirmation, whether it's to continue playing or to move on. The real goal is to guide those viewers and give them a sense of clarity. So when I hear people say why bother, they'll never change, I always find it a bit odd, because fighting for what you believe in, talking about it, there is no excuse for not doing that. But let's go back to the main topic. Now, on the flip side, there are those who don't say anything at all. Some content creators won't even drop a single line of criticism about these games. In fact, many of them always have something good to say. No matter how predatory the game might be, no matter how bad it could be for the players, these creators will go on about how it's the best game they've ever played. Then you go further down the spectrum and you'll find creators who do criticize certain aspects of the game, maybe a character placement or some other feature, but they're also the same people C6ing that character they just called out. But the thing is, if you dig a little deeper into these content creators' lives, you often find out that this game, this company, is their primary source of income. Whether they're being paid directly by the developers or whether they built an audience as a guide maker or a game-related content creator, the fact is they make money from these games. And here's where the dilemma comes in, the fear. You can almost hear it in their minds. If I criticize this game, what will happen to my source of income? What happens to my livelihood? So now this brings us to a big question. Is it good or bad to accept money from these companies, to have these games as your major source of income? Is it black or white? Well, if you ask me, it's far from it. It's so many shades of grey. It's never just black or white, it's complicated. As a content creator on YouTube, I totally get the importance of wanting to make money from this platform, or any other platform really. I can understand the luxury that comes with it too. It's not just about the money, it's about the freedom. A lot of people with 9-to-5 jobs, their income is completely at the mercy of their boss. Tomorrow, they could lose their job with no explanation. Their livelihood depends on someone else's decision. But with YouTube or Twitch, it's different. Your income is in your hands. You control whether or not you make money based on whether or not you choose to make a video. Whether it's for a day or week or a month, it's up to you. And knowing that, as long as you keep making videos, you're secure for however long that lasts, that's a luxury I can totally understand not wanting to compromise. So is it bad to not want to compromise that luxury? Is it wrong to protect something you've worked so hard to achieve? Absolutely not. I get it, and I wouldn't say it's bad at all. But here's where a lot of content creators make a mistake. One of the biggest mistakes I think any content creator can make is boxing themselves in with a specific video game. Here's what I mean. As content creators, especially on YouTube, I've noticed something. Let's say there's a content creator who talks about movies, but then they want to talk about gaming. What do? They create a whole new channel for gaming. There is this unspoken rule that if you're known for one thing, like movies, you shouldn't mix it with another, like gaming. Some people break that rule, but it's never something most people would recommend. And this happens a lot with gacha streamers too. Most gacha streamers are known for talking about gacha, and even when they react to stuff, it's almost always gacha related. So they're already boxed into this niche, but then they take it even further. You'll find content creators who don't just cover gacha, but are specifically known for one game. They're the Genshin streamer, or the Honkai Star Rail streamer, or the Wuthering Waves streamer. And here's the thing, that's one of the worst mistakes a content creator can make. You might be known for one game, but when you tie yourself too closely to a single game, you're stuck with that game. When the game faces controversy or issues, you're stuck in that bubble too. And that's exactly what's happening with so many content creators right now. They've reached a point where if the game doesn't do well, or if the game does something shady, regardless of what they believe, they have to go along with it because of the money. So what do I think about these content creators? Well, I'll say this. I understand both sides of the argument. If it's about the money, it's completely understandable. I get the feeling. This is a comfortable life. I can take care of myself. I can take care of the people I love. And for a lot of people in this world, that's more than enough. They don't need anything else, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I've got no problem with that at all. But on the other hand, I also understand the idealistic side. I get the content creators who believe my words carry weight. So many people watch my videos, and where I stand, where I support, can influence lives, whether directly or indirectly, whether it's one life or 1,000. The idea that their beliefs and their ideology matter more than any amount of money they could ever earn, yeah, I get that too. So when it comes to those who do it for the money, I don't fault them. You saw an opportunity, you grabbed it, and I'd never fault anyone for that. But here's the thing. I don't really want to hear your voices when it comes to the fight, because let's not act like those who stand against the system, those who stick with the fight, won't be disadvantaged for doing so. Let's not pretend they won't lose subscribers or see a drop in money. They will. They'll have to redefine their structure. Their videos might not do as well, but they'll stick with it because they understand how important it is. They're not making excuses. They could easily say, well, the company will still be the same, but they won't. They'll keep fighting. And that's why their words mean more. Their words hold more value because of the actions they take. I want everyone to understand, this is bigger than gacha. Right now we're talking about gacha, but this is about ideology. This is about standing by your beliefs. And honestly, you can apply this to anything in the world. The message doesn't change, it just happens to be about gacha right now. So that's the deal. You cannot play both sides, but hey, what do you think? Do you think you have to pick a side, even if there are pros and cons to being on both sides, or do you see things differently? Drop your thoughts and comments, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.